Greetings and happy Monday to you from the Duncan Chamber of Commerce. We'd all like to thank you for being members of the Chamber. It is through your work within the community that the Chamber is able to help mobilize resources in the community and move the community forward. And we can't thank you enough for your membership. Today, February 4th at noon, the state legislature goes into session. It appears like it's going to be a really big legislative session this year with thousands of bills being pushed through the House and the Senate throughout until the end of May when session ends. We would like to thank our area legislators, Senator Don Barrington, Senator Corey Brooks, Representative Dennis Johnson for the great job that they do in networking within the community and listening to the concerns that you as a business public have here in Duncan and our citizens as well. If there's ever any issue that you need some help for as legislative advocacy or something of your concern, please let us know. We're always happy to help our area members with relationship with the legislature, and we have gone and advocated on many of our members' behalf. And we just want you to keep in mind that our legislative events that we have here at the Chamber are very important, and we encourage your participation. Actually, February 26th, at the Oklahoma History Center, we have the Southwest Oklahoma Legislative Session reception. It'll start at 5 p.m. and go to about 7 p.m. All the legislators from the area and throughout the state, including Speaker T.W. Shannon, will be there to listen to your concerns, to meet you and greet you. And Duncan will be taking a delegation up on that day, February 26th, and we have many sponsors as always, that make those types of events possible. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we'll have our Leadership Duncan Social Services Day. The Social Services Day is intended to help members of the leadership class and our community have an awareness of the social services that are available in the community, and of course the challenges faced by our local social service providers. Should be a very informative day. We'd like to thank Lauren Ellis of the United Way and Laura Goldring of Sabre Publishing for being our day chairs that day. They have really a great program laid for us on February 5th. And on February 6th, we'd invite you all to come out to the Redbud Courtyard at the Simmons Center. We're going to have our February Chamber Breakfast. We'd like to thank our sponsor this month, Trine Carpet Care, for making the event possible. It should be a very informative fun breakfast. We'll have a skit from Duncan Little Theater about back to the 80s. We'll also have Sheriff Wayne McKinney there giving a little bit of an update on area concerns as far as law enforcement and crime. So I think it should be really a fun breakfast, so we hope that you can attend. Remember, the buffet starts at 6:45. The breakfast starts promptly at 7, and you'll get out of there before 8 o'clock. Plenty of time to make it to work. So we would like to encourage you to attend, if at all possible. I've been delivering, as well as Sabre Publishing, our community profile and business directory. It's really a great publication this year. We'd like to thank Sabre Publishing for the job that they did. We'd like to thank those members that placed advertisements in this directory. We distribute over 3,000 of those throughout the community in various places, whether it be the city of Duncan or the Stevens County Fair and Expo Center, to any tourism event, and also in all the hotels that we can, and distribute them throughout members. If you need other copies, if you have an event, you're trying to put together a goodie bag for visitors or introduction to the city to new employees, please feel free to call me, and I'll be happy to deliver as many of those directories that you need. Also, as a reminder, this is getting into the month of March, I know, but you might look at your calendar on March the 1st. We do have our first legislative coffee at Cameron University at 7:30 a.m. We'd like to thank Cameron University for being gracious enough to once again sponsor us and allow us to use their beautiful facilities. Also, in March 14th, we have our Chamber Banquet. It's Chamber Jazz. We have great entertainment being brought to you. We'd like to thank our star sponsors, Duncan Regional Hospital and Duncan Area Economic Development, for sponsoring actually the stars of the show, which will be Jermaine Mondane and his ensemble. And it should be really a great evening. If you haven't called the Chamber and got tickets for that, or if you haven't bought a table yet, we encourage you to call here at the Chamber, talk to Sandy Stewart, our Director of Investor Services, and we can't thank you enough. It is with sincere gratitude that we thank our sponsors, First Bank and Trust, Arvest, Stevens County Abstract, Sabre Publishing, Beth Henshaw Kurtz, Cameron University, the Chickasaw Nation, Halliburton Employee Federal Credit Union, Triumph Carpet Care, and Mini Mall Package Store. If you didn't hear your name there, we'd really love to have you as a sponsor this year. Also within, on the Chamber website, I'd like to remind you again, we are starting to get in a lot of nominations for Man of the Year, Woman of the Year, Community Improvement Award, Free Enterprise Award, and the Al Henshaw Community Spirit Award. If you haven't put in your nominations, please do so. If you're nominating someone, they do not have to be a Chamber member. Last year's winner of Woman of the Year, Honor Vaughn, was not a Chamber member, but it was great all the work that she done in the community. It's always great to recognize people within our community for the works they do, whether they're a member of the Chamber or not. Also, some of you already met Brandon Burton with Community Matters. They do our online and our hard copy map of the community and Stevens County. Brandon is working through the community now to update our map. It's been about 2 years. If you've been on our Chamber website, you'll find that map in an interactive style. And as time goes on, QR codes and other things will be available on this map, so it should really be a great publication, fully updated, both printed and online. So if you get a call from Community Matters, once again, that is actually the service that is contracted with the Chamber. I'd like to also thank Tim Gardner of Oklahoma Superior Plating. He's located at 602 South 2nd. He does all kinds of plating and coating. He is our newest member here at the Chamber, and we'd like to make sure everyone makes Tim feel welcome, and we'd like to thank his company, Oklahoma Superior Plating, for joining. I would also like to talk to you just a little bit about, we've had a lot of discussion on retail development and retail enhancement and how we can help our retailers within the community. I think one of the best ways to enhance our retail sector here in Duncan is to support our local retailers. And in order to support our local retailers, we have a Shop Duncan program that perhaps in the past we haven't done as much as we should, but we're trying to make Shop Duncan a movement to educate Duncan residents and businesses to join and reach out in our community and educate our neighbors and retailers and restaurant owners about the many benefits of buying locally. Primarily, buying locally recirculates the income in a community and returns increased tax revenues to the community. As you know, the City of Duncan depends upon our sales tax revenue to help provide you services and build our infrastructure and do the repairs necessary to make Duncan be the best place in the world to live. We have seen an increase in sales tax revenue. January's numbers that were reported for December were $1.26 million. That's the high for a 5-year period. But buying locally helps also ensure not only increased sales tax revenue, but it helps ensure the real estate values are maintained and the businesses here thrive. You know, buying locally helps maintain local businesses that also help our tourism industry that brings dollars into our community from outside the community and the state and even across the nation. The big thing about buying local is these local retailers and businesses that we buy from, they're the ones that tend to donate to community infrastructure. Local charities, Little League teams, our humane societies, our local food banks and churches, and of course the list goes on and on. So it's very important to buy local because it's what keeps Duncan strong. Plus, if you're one of the green people out there, there's a green factory, you don't spend as much on gasoline, you save money there and don't put as big a carbon footprint out there. But it seems illogical, but it is true that for every dollar that you spend retail here within the community, another 43 cents circulate within the community if it's a franchise, and if it's solely owned or independent business, 68 cents of every dollar that you purchase in a local business here, it pours back into the economy. So you're saving jobs, you're creating new jobs, and this is a reinvestment in increasing city revenues. So I think a Shop Duncan retail campaign is about creating awareness within the community for them to join a great cause of continuing to strengthen and grow our economy by shopping at your friends and neighbors' businesses. We need to encourage ourselves and educate ourselves about all the different products available and all the different services that are available here locally. In turn, these locally owned, operated, and businesses will pump millions of dollars and back into Duncan's economy by way of taxes, payrolls, and purchases. Remittance from the state sales tax, the use taxes, the gasoline taxes, and other taxes, those revenues to the community will also increase. You know, this means more money for services, more monies for schools, law enforcement, emergency services, and more jobs in Duncan. The retail sector here is a very important component of the whole package of the quality of life here in Duncan. And we need to do our best, and the Chamber will try to strive to do better to become more relevant to the retail sector and try to help promote the businesses within and outside our community. Shop Duncan, I hope, will become an awareness campaign to educate and motivate Duncan citizens and businesses to first consider purchasing goods and services in Duncan for the greater economic and social good for the total community. With that, I would like to share with you this quote. Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. That was said by Henry Ford. So let us continue our work as chamber members to truly be a community working together.